Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So we've got a big weekend coming up, Gino, Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, town government continues to roll along. And at the Selectmen's meeting this week, we had a number of announcements. We had a recognition of Wayne Lampson, who is the General Manager of the Steamship Authority. Over 46 years of service with the Steamship Authority.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. So we gave him a nice thank you.
Yeah, and the socks were really nice too, I thought.
We didn't give him socks. He might have worn special socks though. We also welcomed his replacement, whose name is Bob Davis. He's going to become the new general manager. Now this doesn't happen for another couple of weeks, but we are preparing. The Memorial Day Parade is this Sunday, the 28th. Starts at 1 o'clock in front of the Legion. And I think there's a stop in front of the Veterans Memorial next to the town building, right over here. And I hope people get a good look at it because it's recently been refurbished, the monument part itself, and it looks really, really nice. And thank you to the Civic League for facilitating that. Lee Saperstein in particular. Thank you, Lee. And Kevin Martin's group was the contractor that cleaned it up, so thank you guys. What else? Okay, Farmer Street. Think about where that is. It runs between Pine and Fair. Pine and Fair,
okay.
I think it's between
Fair.
Pine and Fair.
That's where the sunken Ships Inn is, right? Fair Street?
That's where the Ships Inn is, on Fair Street.
And so
correct.
It's one of those roads?
One of those roads.
Okay.
Yeah, Fair and Pine. And there's going to be a sewer and water line replacement on that street beginning the end of this month, beginning in the middle, end of May. And it will go till the first couple of weeks of June. The road will be completely shut down. So just try to remember to keep that in mind when you're driving in that area. And what else did we do this week? We had a bunch of real estate matters. And okay, here's something else for people to be aware of. We also are going to do a thing here. At the NRTA downtown bus depot, where the Greenhound building is, okay, picture it, there's a hedge that runs along the edge of that parking area. And on one side of the hedge is where the buses park, and on the other side there's parking, and it's a way, a roadway that runs between Washington Street and Candle Street. It's two-way. What's going to happen is the hedge is going to be removed. And there's going to be a sidewalk installed there. And that way is going to become one way from Candle to Washington. Okay? Now we know how people feel about change around here. This is going to be a change. So start trying to wrap your head around it.
Whoa,
okay?
Wait a minute. So
I know.
say that again.
See?
Say it again.
The way, the roadway, between Washington and Candle is going to become one way from Candle to Washington.
Okay, going
from Candle to Washington. So from where the National Grid lot is over to where like the Handlebar Cafe is.
Oh, okay.
Coffee shop.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's.
And there's going to be.
That had a name.
Well, it doesn't. I don't know if it has a name.
It's right next to the.
It doesn't have a name.
It's right next to the NRTA building.
Well, it's right next to the parking lot of the NRTA. Yep, okay.
Yeah.
And there also will not be. Right now, there is parking along the hedge area. There will not be parking anymore, at least for now. And once this sidewalk that I mentioned is installed, we'll reevaluate whether or not parking can fit there with the street being one way. Okay. So.
Okay.
Start thinking about it now. Now the reason for all this is that the island tour, well, one reason other than in an attempt to make this area safer for pedestrians. We're trying to always look out for pedestrian improvements, pedestrian friendly. The island tour buses, I think, are no longer going to be parking on Straight Wharf. They're going to be parking over here. Okay?
Where's here?
This area that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
In the NRTA lot. That's where that's okay. So that's coming up.
All right.
Other news in town government. We had our first public hearing of 2 for committee appointments. people who are applying for certain committees were able to come and speak on their applications if they wished. We're having another one at our next meeting on June 7th, and then appointments are made on June 21st.
Oh, okay. So,
so this was just an interview kind of a thing for the committee applicants.
But there were a lot at the selectmen's meetings that came up to speak and say they wanted the same.
A good number of people
and they won't know. We won't know if they were appointed until when?
June 21st.
Okay.
We also had some departments in talking about beach maintenance and prep for, more like beach prep for 2017 summer season. That's all getting underway right now. And we're keeping an eye on a couple of beaches that have erosion difficulties, such as Mattakit, maybe Cisco, sometimes Dionis, but Dionis looks okay right now. And the energy coordinator, Lauren Sinatra, was in talking about some initiatives to reduce summer peak electricity load. I know that's a mouthful, but what that basically means is in the summer in particular, we have a huge amount of electricity use during certain times of the day. Often, you know, people come home from the beach, their air conditioning is cranked on, they use hot water and all that, hair dryers and whatever. They use a lot of electricity. So the idea is to try to find ways to reduce the peak load during those times. And so Lauren was talking about those initiatives, and one of them in particular is a grant award that we've received for an ice energy program. So in its very basic explanation, your air conditioning unit will produce ice at a non-peak time, like at night, and then it will use the ice during the peak time to cool off the air conditioning so that less electricity is used.
That's a good idea.
It's probably more to it than that, but that's the basic gist of it. So if you want to get in on this, the first few units are free, and then there's a discounted rate. So please get in touch with Lauren if you're interested in it. I think I'm going to get in touch with her because I'm interested.
You're an air conditioner user?
Unfortunately. You know what it is?
When did that happen?
Well, Gino, there's other people that run things.
Well, are you going to put a pool in too now, Libby?
Oh my, no. I can't put a pool in my yard. It's
you know, it is funny though.
It's a first world problem.
There was never air conditioning out here.
I know. I'll tell you
that. There were never pools, and now everybody's got to have an air conditioner.
I know. It's really a first world problem, isn't it? But here's the thing about the air conditioning for me personally. I don't really like it very much, but it deals with mold. I have no more mold problem in the summer. I used to have, mold grows in the humid areas, and it's.
But we really do have to try to get people to be aware of this cable issue.
Yes, we do. So we
can do all kinds of things to keep that away.
Exactly.
There's no reason why we should ever have that.
No, there isn't.
Especially with technology coming and batteries are going to be available soon.
There's a battery program as well. And so Lauren talked about all of that. So those are what we did at our meeting on Wednesday. And also the chair reported out on a strategic planning retreat that the board members and town manager and assistant town manager had last Saturday. And it went really well, and we're going to be talking about next steps at our next meeting. Our next meeting is going to be on June 7th. The board moves into their summer schedule in June. They meet twice in June, twice in July, twice in August, and then we're back at weekly in September. We do not have a meeting next week, May 31st, so plan accordingly on that.
So we're going in?
We're going in.
You say June, July, and August. So
June, July, and August, correct.
So 2 weeks from now, we'll have
2 weeks from now, we have a meeting on June 7th.
Every 2 weeks after that?
It's roughly that. I'll tell you specifically if you really want to know.
I think people want to.
Okay, well here it is. June 7th and June 21st for June. July 5th and 19th for July.
Okay.
And it's slightly different for August. Sorry I'm flipping through my book here, but in August it is the 9th and the 23rd. And I think we're back at it September 13th. There's a bit of a lag in September at the beginning because of Labor Day.
Okay, so we're back at it on the 13th of September.
Yep, and then weekly after that. So those are some of the things that are going on. What are you hearing?
Well, something on Facebook, like a group of people are like trying to stop these Fagawi people from coming out here. Did you hear about this?
No, no. How are they going to do that?
How are we
There's going to be a barricade?
I think it's the drinking.
Well, it's not, okay.
Because we should talk about that, right?
Well, I don't really want to get deep into it, Gino, but the town has talked about this for years. And I would say in the last, I don't know, 5 years maybe more, the Fagawi event itself has implemented a lot of controls to control its event.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell and what's reported to me is that this is a big weekend for people who come to Nantucket for Memorial Day weekend. It's not for the Fagawi, although there are a lot of people that attend because of that event, but there are a lot of other people who tend to have nothing to do with that event. And what I hear is that a lot of those people are the rowdy people.
Yeah, ooh.
I'm not saying there's no rowdy people.
Like they're ruining Nantucket, the rowdy
Well, there
people,
are people who say that, and there are people who say that it's good for the economy. And there's going to have to be a balance.
Yes, yes.
So I think the town's message is that we really want people to come and have fun and have a good time in a responsible manner.
Yes.
Don't throw your trash into the street or the sidewalk or in people's yards. Try not to get so drunk that you stumble into somebody's house and sleep on their couch and that's not where you were staying. Use the restroom facilities, not non-restroom facilities, that kind of thing.
Right.
Know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't want to get too graphic.
No, but it is one weekend, and you know.
It can be a wild weekend.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with that, but hopefully it's not.
I don't think it's as crazy as people say it is.
Well, I mean, you know, I admit I'm not downtown a lot during Memorial Day weekend. I will be down a little bit. I haven't seen it overly. Yes, I would hear about it. And what I hear from our public safety departments is that lately it's gotten more controlled. Now, that being said, there are sometimes issues with noise and entertainment and stuff from different establishments.
Yeah.
But I don't.
July 4th seems to be the rowdier.
July 4th does seem to have lately become the more rowdier, the rowdier event.
Yeah.
And I think last year it was even a little more contained than the first year. And again, we're trying to get our message out. Please come and have fun, but in a responsible way.
That brings up that Uber blast.
Yes.
What was that all about, Libby?
Well, okay, I have not actually had a chance to talk to Selectman Kelly about that, but he had hold of an Uber blast.
It was an email blast.
An email blast about, I think somebody had given it to him. So,
the great beaches for partying
in Massachusetts or New England, yeah.
And we were one of the best.
One of them was Nobodier, and it talked about cocktails and whatever, but not things we really want to encourage, I think was the point of his comment. And I have a massive email backlog, but I noticed that I think he's had some communication with Uber, Mr. Kelly, and they have removed that from their their listing. They did, Uber did. That's what I briefly saw today.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, Nobodier is the kids' beach.
It's a kids' party spot, But again, you know, we don't want, drinking is not technically legal. Open containers are not legal on public property.
Okay.
So be mindful of that, and I think especially when you're underage.
Oh, definitely that.
That's probably the case just about anywhere you go, not just Nantucket.
Right, exactly.
So, Gino, it's all a balancing act.
Yes, it is. Keep an eye on everything.
I'm keeping an eye. I'm trying to keep an eye. Yep. It's hard, you know. There's a lot going on here. So
I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. Thank you very much. See you next time.